Okay, Lampard's press conference. I love it when it's on a Thursday because it actually gives us a chance to react to it versus us making some wild predictions on a Thursday night and Lampard comes out and nixes everything on a Friday. So played into our hand. Appreciate you, Lamps. So, he said a few different things. I'm going to pick one out, and I'll let you guys kind of pick one as well. And I think that we can just go from there. So, look, I'm gonna take the easy one, right? Lampard on the 4-3-3 versus the 4-2-3-1. The hot topic. He said, quote, "It is something that has served us well at times last year. We changed at times last year with 3 at the back and 4-2-3-1. When you bring players with versatility in the game, then you're trying to find balance to bring the best out of the players," end quote. Politician answer? My gosh. Like, thanks. Or maybe he's being strategic. I might play 3 at the back. I might play 4 at the back. I might play with 11 players. You just never know. Like, come on, man.
That answer is saying it's a lot of words without saying a lot right there.
Honestly. Like, we just want him to be like, and he doesn't want to give away his hand, and I get that, but like, privately, him, Jody, Joe, they got to be having this conversation. Like, the tactics boards better be set up with a frickin' 4-3-3 going into this one. And, like, plan B should really be about a 3-5-2 if, like, all hell breaks loose and we got to attack with 6 at the end. So, look, if it's not a 4-3-3, Dan, tendering my resignation.
Wow. Okay, we need to clip that one out, Jake. We need
I didn't
to make
say
sure
what
that...
to. I could be resigning from anything.
Resigning from, I don't know. We'll have to figure out what that is. Please fill in the blank. Tweet at us. What will Brandon be resigning from if he gets that incorrect? You're right. It needs to be a 4-3-3. It needs to be building upon what we saw at the end of the Krasnodar match.
Krasnodar.
And it's just good stuff going on there. I think the one thing that he did call out that was not a surprise in the press conference was that Silva is fit, that he is being, a level of maintenance is being applied by Frank and the team to make sure that he stays fresh from a rotation standpoint, which A+, because there have been periods under Frank, in addition to other Chelsea managers, where players have been played into the absolute ground and churned into dust. That is not going to happen with Thiago Silva, thankfully, and him back in the lineup, I think, is a really nice addition there, Nick. That was probably the one that stood out to me the most.
Yeah, and Silva shouldn't be the only one on that list. He's certainly a different case, but, I think for anyone, N'Golo Kante or anyone who's had an injury history, you got to be really, really careful. This season's going to be bonkers. I've said it a billion times. There should be tactical rest given to players like your Mason Mounts or like your N'Golo Kantes or Ben Chilwell, who went through some injury stuff last year. Don't overuse them right now. We got a long season ahead of us. So, yeah, I thought that was good. The one I'll pull out is kind of a weird one, and it's around Christian Pulisic. So Jesse Marsch of RB Salzburg in Austria, American coach, obviously, has done a really great job down at Salzburg, and commented something, and I'm paraphrasing here, essentially that Frank Lampard was skeptical of Christian Pulisic because he was an American player, which, I think honestly it was Jesse putting his foot in his mouth a little bit, to be fair. But I think Jesse, as a former U.S. men's national team player and obviously a proud American coach in Europe, is probably just sticking up for his guy more than anything else. And so Frank came out today and put that right. I mean, he was asked by a journalist at the press conference, if Marsch was right or if there was any sort of bias there, and he said, "I never doubted Pulisic," and he points to his time in the USA where he, met a lot of great American players, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of that, he's like, I don't really even have to say this for anybody else, but I want to say it out loud for Christian because he needs to know out in the press that I have always believed in him. It's a completely unnecessary thing that happened from Jesse Marsch. And frankly, as a fan of the U.S. men's national team, as hard as that is right now, I understand that there's anti-American bias out there. As an American, I get it, especially for players and coaches alike. but this didn't really do anyone any favors. So I think let's be smart about how we address these issues moving forward.
I mean, Weston McKennie's doing well, so
there's tons of great American coaches and players in Europe right now.
Yeah.
It's probably the best ever that we've had. So let's just
shout out to Cal on the Discord. We have a U.S. men's national team thread there, and he put together, I think, a domestic lineup and an international lineup as far as like where they play in their leagues. And it was really cool to see, and obviously it spurred a longer conversation. But again, we won't get into that now, but maybe that's just a sample of what goes on in the Discord. A lot of really cool stuff talked about outside of the Chelsea realm, but that's pretty cool. So